Alright then, in this week's video we're going to see if we can turn glass. I'm going to explain more in a second. Right then, we're not starting at the light at the moment. I want to see if I can show you the glass that's in this. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but if you look at the resin bar in the middle, you can see the glass inside of it. It's actually like broken windscreen, for those in the States, broken windshield. Right, I did not make up this blank. It's one of the weird ones that I got from the guy I get the tiger wood and the exotics off. And sometimes I just get weird ones like this. So we're going to see what happens. Right then, I have this mounted on a faceplate, and what I'm going to do with it is actually turn, you might have seen me doing one of these before, but not like this, one of these a candlestick for one of these jarred candles, or a candle holder, probably a better description. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to have the helmet on at all times. I'm going to have the extractor going. The filter I have is down to 0.5 micron. And I'm going to be using the internal mic on the helmet, so the sound may be a little bit iffy. I'll try and clean it up when I'm editing, but if the sound isn't as good as normal, I do apologise. But as I said, I'm going to be cutting glass and I'm not breathing in glass dust. Right, so we'll get on with this. Right, I'll set up the helmet and the internal mic and I'll be right back. Right then, I have the helmet on and we're on the internal mic. Hopefully the sound is okay. I know the sound is normally okay with just the helmet, but when I turn the extractor on, it's quite loud, so I'm hoping it doesn't affect it too much. Right, so let's get going with this. First thing I'm going to do is just round it off using a bowl gouge. I'm going to go to about 900. Now, I have done these before. This isn't my first time turning one of these glass blanks. The effect can be very nice actually, especially when there's light behind them. Like, as I told you a few weeks ago, I have that wine and art night coming up, so things are going to get a bit arty for about a month. I've had this blank sitting on a shelf here for about 6 months, maybe a bit longer, just holding it to do this. Now, those who are in the channel a while know that I have a habit of putting my hand on something to stop it, but I won't be doing it with this, just in case. Right, we're nearly round. If you're looking from the top camera, you can see where I start hitting the resin. There's a lump after forming because the little glass particles blunt your gouge in a heartbeat. See, I'm starting to hit it there. Right, so I'm going to have to sharpen this gouge, so I'll be back in a second. Right, I've freshly sharpened the gouge, so we should cut it a bit better maybe. Yeah, that's better. So all I'm trying to do is get this thing round, don't touch it. Nearly there, we've just got that little bit there to do. That's too fast. Go up to about 1,000 now, see what happens. Makes it any easier. I've stopped there, so the gauge is gone blunt on that side, so I'll come the other way. And I've stopped there. Right, I'm now hitting that blast. Yeah, right, I'm gonna have to get the carbide to finish this off. But the gauge just will not go through the glass. Hands away. Right. Right, we're round. Now, if you look there, you can actually see the individual pieces of glass. Right, then we'll get the bottom of this done, get a mortise into it, and just move this micro camera slightly. It's in the way of the tool. Right then. So we get a mortise into this, get it faced off, get a mortise into it. And we're actually trying to start shaping this thing. You guys might have enough in it to face it off. I don't know. No, it's completely blunt. Right, I'm going to have to sharpen this again. I'm taking a bit more time than usual to do this mortise because I want it right. I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. If you're doing something, don't just concentrate on the pieces that you think people are going to be able to see. Do the whole thing properly. Don't be one of those people who are, you know, that's just the base, it's fine. Don't do that. Take pride in what you do. Alright then, I'll sand and finish the base and I'll be right back. Right then, just popping the wax off. You can see the glass effect through the base here. I'll show it to you in a sec. I'll use the gouge camera for this. And hopefully the camera's picking up. We can see that glass effect here. There's no glass on this side, but there is on this side. Isn't that cool looking? Right then, I'll flip this over, stick it in a chuck, and we'll get it turning the main thing, and then the helmet and extraction system is going to go back on. So, see you in a sec. Right then, we're flipped around. I have the tailstock up just for a bit of extra support. I'm going to try it first with the ball gouge. If that doesn't work, I'll just use pure carbides. Now, what I'm after is, and this is like cracked there, I'm going to fill that. What I'm after is a shape that will show as much of the glass as I can. So the shape itself is not going to be super fancy. It's just basically going to be a big cove, because that curve will show off more of the glass, and the fact I'm going in will allow the light go through it better, because the center where the glass is about there to there, right? The center where the glass is then will be thinner, which will let the light go through it more, right? Now, first thing I want to do is just see how this cuts. Then I'm going to cut the hole for the candle. And after that, then we'll do the shape, because I want the hole for the candle there first, so that I can see how to design it, so I can make sure that the gap here is right and stuff. Right, so I'm going to put the helmet back on now. If I'm explaining something like I've just been doing, I'll take the helmet off and turn everything off so you can hear me clearly. As I said, I'm not too sure how the sound is going to sound with everything going, but I'll do my best to clean it up. Right. I just want to see if the ball gouge will cut this. Doesn't look like it. As far as I remember, the last time it's been a couple of years since I did one of these glass things. I had to use carbides on it all the time. Right, that won't work. I didn't think it would, but I just thought I'd check just to see. Right, move this micro camera up a little bit. Right, now I'm going to put in the base for the light or for the candle. Right, and the same as I did with. Did I do a candle in last week's video? I think I did. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Slightly, I'm going to set the calipers slightly smaller than the base of the candle. Put it off. Right, you see there? I'm going to set it slightly smaller than the base of the candle, and then kind of creep out on it so that the candle's a good fit. Right, if I cut that out, we should be good. A little too close. I explained that last week, what that means. Right, I'm going to move this macro camera up a bit because it's in my way. Right, I'll move that back as soon as I do this. Now, when I oriented this, I oriented it this way specifically because there is not a lot of glass on this side of it. It's mostly just resin, so I should be able to do this part easily enough. And that gouge is totally blunt. Right, cardboard time. Gently. And something I learned the last time doing the glass was that you have to take tiny little cuts to stop the glass chipping. As as I said, I oriented this piece so that the bit with the least glass is this end. Yeah, we're doing okay, I think. Right, I just want to check that for width to see if I have to go down deeper. Oh, well, I will have to go down deeper, but check it for size. Yeah, I have to go down way deeper than that. Way too fast. Let's have a look at that. No, there isn't any glass there yet. Right, I'm going to grab the square cardboard now to clean the bottom of that. Right then, I have moved the macro camera so you can see a bit better what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is go across there with this at kind of a negative rate. And same as last week, the macro camera is casting a shadow. So move it over that way a little bit. There we go. That better? Right then, now start cleaning this up very carefully. I do not want this to dig in at all. Just want to clean it up and make sure it's flat. There we go, that's that cleaned it up nicely. Right, we check for size again. Where did I put that thing? There, it's beside me. That is actually smack on. I just need to straighten out that edge and she's bang on. Just going to very gently clean that edge. No, we're not smacking. We're actually still a little small. Okay. Now we'll nibble away at this edge. Like I said, creep up on it. Oh, very slight, very slight. There's a very slight rock in that. I'm being very careful here because of the glass. Right, I'm just going to re-edge this. Right, quick rub of diamond stone and we're back in business. There's not much in this at all. There we go, rock is gone and that fits nice and tight. Right then, now we get to turning this main bit. Now as I said, I'm going to use a cardboard all the time on this. So I'm going to switch back to the round one. Right, I'll switch back to the round one and I've spun the cardboard so we're on a fresh edge. Now as I said, all I want is a cove in there. But I have to do it extremely gently. With high speed so that I don't shatter the glass. Right, I'll put the gouge camera back down so you can see what I'm doing. Right, you can see by the gouge camera how much of a negative rake I'm putting on this. Right, I'm just going to straighten out the sides here first before I flatten them out. Roll that top edge a little. Let's have a look at that. Alright, now basically what I want is I want a cove in between those two flats. Sorry if I'm not saying much, I'm concentrating on this. See, it's starting to come. It's starting to come slowly. Alright, I'm going to try and go a little bit leveler. No, just not having that. I'm going to drop this tool, that's a little. No, and that's out the negative rake. Right, I'm speeding up to 1,000-ish. Bring one side of the cove down, then bring the other down. I'm going to blend that bottom edge in a bit. We're getting there. We are getting there. I'm going to have to spin this again. Right, fresh piece of carbide. So I'm aiming for a narrowness in the middle, and I need to get rid of those chip outs. I may end up filling some of these chip outs with UV resin. Haven't decided yet. Seeing as how we know it works now. We'll have tested it in another video. Oh, we are so close. I want to start taking really small bits off it now. As I have the rough shape I want. Now I'm just going to clean it up. Get those chips out. One of those chips is quite deep, that one. That side's cleaning up beautifully. There might be more glass on one side of this than the other. I'm just going to very, very gently try and clean this out a bit. Barely taking that off for each pass. The last time I did one of these, the finish cut took ages. Well, it wasn't one of these actually, it was a vase. No, was it? Was either a vase or a lamp, I can't remember. But I remember the finish cut took ages to try and get the glass to finish. Just that bit now. Right, we are getting there. This video is turning out to be a lot longer than I thought it would be. I'm just going to keep stopping and checking how good our cuts are. We're pretty good on this side. That side we're getting there. There's a chip there. I can roll that edge a little though, but I want to concentrate in here at the moment. Right, the speed is now over 1200. We doing? She's nice and clean. She's nearly there. If I can get that middle clean, these edge pieces are going to be simple enough. I'll get that deep cove I was looking for to let the light through. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just going to concentrate on this side. This side down to the base. Right now, I'm gonna fill that with clear resin, with the UV resin. It could be the type of glass or something, but it's not cleaning up as well as it did the first time I did this. So I'm gonna go and get some clear UV resin and have it in the house. Clear up these, so now these should clean up nicely. It's just that one section. Tiny little marking of resin there. I don't know if there's any glass in it though. It's gone. Right, I'll roll this edge as well. Yeah. How deep is that? It looks huge, but it's not. I might just try and cut it out. Let's have a look at it. As I said, it looks really deep, but it's not. That one is though. Right, I'm gonna go and get UV resin and I'm gonna fill that in a bit to give myself a little bit of a help. And I'll be back in a sec. I'm just jumping in here for a quick one. While this UV resin is drying. I'm just gonna lock the lights off here for a second. Isn't that cool? That's how to give me an idea. Where the UV light is just running through that. That's how to give me an idea. Right, I'll be back as soon as I'm back turning. Right then, that resin feels like it's gone off. Now we'll see about cleaning this up. Very gently. Feels okay. Alright, now we try and get the middle of this coal slightly deeper. I'm going to have to spin this again. I'm probably going to cut away most of that resin. Might make things just a slight bit easier. Yeah, that's filled. That's filled nicely, actually. Yeah, like using UV resin, it's like any other tool. It has its place. It's the same as you get wood turners going, everybody uses a carbide is this or that, or carbides are terrible. But why would you, as my mother used to say, cut your nose off to spite your face? Having a hatred of carbides and nothing to do with them. All you've done is taken a tool out of your own toolkit. I was saying this before, when I was learning to turn 30 odd years ago, there was no such thing as carbides. Everything was traditional tools. But when they came out, they have their possibilities. And they have their uses. Right then, I am going to sand and finish that, and I'll be right back. Alright then, just broken the wax off this, and it turned out very nice actually. You can see more of the glass through the top than I thought you'd be able to, which is really good. I want to ask your opinion on something after I take this off. Just use a bit of market research. Right, I'll show you from this camera first. You can see a hell of a lot more of the glass going across that bar than I thought you'd be able to see, which is really cool. And then from the main camera, you have glass on this side showing there, and you have the glass on that side showing there. You can actually see how far down that glass is there. So that resin is really clear. So I'll take this off, give you a better look at it, and then ask you what I want to ask you. So I'll be back in a sec. Right then, there we have it. A nice, very nice actually, jar candlestick holder with glass running through the resin. Right, now what I want to ask you is I have two candles that could possibly go with this, right? There's a white one, and there is an orange one. Which one do you think goes better? because normally I do these little light coloured woods and it doesn't matter. All the candles look good, but I'm not 100% sure which one looks better. So if you wouldn't mind, drop out a white or orange in the comments, and we can figure out which one looks better. I have an idea, but I just want other people's opinion. So if you enjoyed that, I got anything out of it. If you wouldn't mind clicking a like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.